1, 2. Testing 1, 2, 1, 2. Let me know if I'm coming through good. Y'all can hear me? Okay, cool. Thank you. Thank you. Let's wait for everybody to get in here, man. We'll get started here. Thank you guys for being patient. We had a little issue with YouTube, so we're going to really dive in tonight. I want you guys to be attentive. I want you guys to be open, because what I'm going to share with you is something that has transformed my life. And you're here because you're curious. You're here because you're hungry for change. You're here because you want to make this year the year, right? And let's talk about it. Like, we're halfway through the year, y'all. Like, and the question I want to ask you as we're waiting for people to get in here to switch over to this stream, I know some people are like, gosh, Trent, but I get it, man. Stuff happens. But I want to say this before we jump in this and get started. What up, Leanne? How you doing? What up, Amanda? How you doing? What up, Michelle? Is that we're halfway through this year. Like, halfway through. Think about that. And the question, I actually put this on the podcast today. The question I want to ask you before we get started, because we're talking about speaking and brand building, right? We're talking about how to transform your business. But I want to say this, like, have you kept the promises you made to yourself, or have you lied to yourself? And listen, if you lied to yourself, it's cool. You're a choice away. I don't want you to get to the end of this year saying, okay, next year is my year. And we keep lying to ourselves. So if you haven't stuck with the things you said you were going to do, you have to make the decision now, right? You have to make the change now. We cannot wait anymore. We've been waiting for the last few years. We're waiting for the last 10 years. Okay, I'm going to change when? I'm going to change if. And we've been saying that forever. Like, let's get serious about our life, because as y'all know, I love you too much to keep you the same, but nothing's going to change if you don't make changes. That's why tonight I'm presenting and introducing something I've been working on for a long time. That's took me 16 years to actually build and actually put out to the world. And it's not for everybody, right? But it's for serious people who say, you know what, I want to use my voice to take my career, or take my story, take my life and my impact to the next level. But today, regardless, you're going to get information that can transform your life, okay? So we're going to start in about 3 minutes. Get in the chat, light the chat up, and let's go. You know what I mean? Let's go. I know it's a little bit late. Thank you for rocking with me. Thank you for being patient. I know last night was supposed to be the night, but Tristan had a terrible accident. He's okay. So I have to make sure I shut it down. You know how I feel about family. So let me know where you're checking in from, and we'll get started here shortly. Yeah, I gotta talk to the team, make sure we resend everything out. And yeah, I gotta make sure I talk to the team and make sure we resend everything out and get things going. So sorry about this, but hey, we about to turn up here in a minute. We about to turn up here in a minute.
The most successful, impactful speakers of this generation, Trent Shelton.
Trent Shelton came for you.
The greatest speaker alive today.
He does it more straight up than anybody else.
Former NFL player turned motivational speaker and author Trent Shelton is here to share some wisdom from his new book.
A preacher, a teacher, somebody who inspires, motivates, and always lands the plane.
Trent took to inspiring people online. He now has 15 million followers, reaches over 60 million people a week, and he has an impassioned plea.
It was fate that he didn't play in the NFL for a long time, and now he has millions of people that are healing because of him.
Trent's new best-selling book after his football career, Trent Trent took to inspiring people online.
Never be good with good enough when you know inside you live something better. You didn't come as far just to settle. You didn't come as far just to accept whatever. You came as far to take it to your next level.
You find this space. He's now on a sold-out 32-city tour.
Legendary, we gotta live legendary. Legendary, it's time to live legendary. Legendary, Miami Heat legendary.
Uh-oh. How y'all feeling, man? Hey, this getting me ready. But you know we got to do it the right way before we get started. We got to do it the right way before we get started.
Legendary, it's time to live legendary. Legendary, we gotta live legendary. Legendary, it's time to live legendary. Legendary, by any means necessary. Legendary, it's time to live legendary. Legendary, we gotta live legendary. Legendary, it's time to live legendary. Legendary, by any means necessary. I woke up feeling legendary, so I gotta live legendary. I'm going hard until I'm in the cemetery. Live it, breathe it, be it. On today's itinerary, so legendary, written on my obituary. Leaping past the competition like it's February. I gotta get it, it's borderline necessary. So let's get it, I'm a legend, living legendary. Legendary, it's time to live legendary. Legendary, we gotta live legendary. Legendary, it's time to live legendary. Legendary, by any means necessary. Legendary, it's time to live legendary. Legendary, we gotta live legendary. Legendary, it's time to live legendary. Legendary, by any means necessary.
Look me in my heart, soul to soul, and tell me what you see. Mama gone but left her blessings, yeah, she always sowed a seed. Legend in the making, Aqua son, you gon' remember me. Lord, forgive me for my sins, need everything that's meant for me. Hello world, I'm back, man. Ate the ghost like that, man. Made a way out of no way, heard my legendary stuff. Okay, we live it, we breathe it, let's do it, let's ride. We live it, we breathe it, let's do it tonight.
Legendary, it's time to live legendary. Legendary, we gotta live legendary. Legendary, it's time to live legendary. Legendary, by any means necessary. Legendary, it's time.
All right, y'all. All right. We gonna get into this, man. What is up? What's up, y'all? How y'all feeling? How y'all feeling tonight? Man, hey, that went hard, though. So I want to say thank you for rocking with me. Hey, we had 2,000, 3,000 people sign up. I know a lot of people watch this on live, but the ones that are here, I appreciate you for being here. Let me know in the chat if you can hear me. Am I coming through clear? I want to make sure. I got the chat right here. That's why I'm looking to my left. What up, LaTanya? What up, Ashley? Extroverted Emily? What up? Am I coming through? Low volume? Is it low? Or can y'all hear me? Let me know. Okay, I'm clear. So y'all might have to turn up on y'all side. I know sometimes, it is what it is. But what up? What up, Erica? What up, y'all? So, okay, man, I got my notes right here. I'm excited tonight. I haven't did one of these in a long time. I've been in this industry for 16 years. Man, it's crazy to say that. I had somebody come up to me the other day and was like, man, I've been watching you since I was in elementary school. I'm like, dang, I'm getting old. But nah, man, I appreciate it, man. It just shows the longevity. And what I'm going to introduce you tonight is something special. It's not for everybody, but it's for somebody who's ready to take their life to the next level, who's ready for it. It's not available to everybody. It's not going to be open to everybody. But for those that it's meant for, you're going to see. But I want to go ahead and jump right into this. And as always, I got to start this off by saying, I love you too much to keep you the same. All right, so everything I talk about tonight is going to be hard to hear. I'm going to tell you some truths. I'm going to break down and break up some myths. I'm going to give you the keys. I'm not holding anything back tonight. But also, there's another level past tonight. So I want you to come with an open mind, open heart. And again, like I told you, we are halfway through the year. And let's be real. Man, y'all got me going in already. Let's be real. We halfway through the year. Have you done the things that you said you were going to do? And I don't want to hear the excuse about life has gotten in the way. Man, life is in the way of me right now, but I'm still showing up to the things that I said I was going to do. Life is always going to be in the way. Y'all feel me? Life is always going to be in a way. At some point, you got to make a decision to change your freaking life. When I think back on my life, and y'all know my story, but I'm going to say this. When I think back to what really changed my life, it was that moment that I decided to keep going. It was the moment that I said yes to myself. Not yes to somebody else, not yes to the world, but yes to myself. Yes to say, you know what? Keep going, Trent. Yes to believe that there was more to my life. Yes to believe I was made for something bigger. Yes to my gift. Yes to me speaking, and it changed my life forever. So I was at that breaking point. When you're at a breaking point, you got a choice. Either you can break down or you can break through. And what's it going to be? I don't need you to say it in the chat personally. You know what I mean? Because, you know, a lot of people do a lot of this. You know, January, we were doing a lot of this. We were doing a lot of this, right? We were typing away. We got our vision boards all cute. I ain't judging you. I'm loving you. All right? But I want to just talk to you tonight. Like you, yes, you watching this. Okay? The one that knows deep down that you were born to speak. That's why you're here. Okay? I laugh because after this, you know, I don't know. You might be like, man, I don't know if I want to speak, Trent. Because I'm going to give you that real. I'm not here to sugarcoat. I'm not here to baby you. I'm not here to necessarily sell you. Right? I'm here to bring you service. And if you relate to what I'm saying and connect to what I'm saying, then hey, let's take it to the next level. But for some of you, you're going to realize that this ain't for you. And that's okay, because there's something for you. But to the one who's got a message in your chest, okay, but no stage to release it. To the one tonight that's watching me, that you're watching everybody else blow up. You're like, man, why not me? Right? You're still wondering, like, what am I missing? What am I not doing? I want to tell you this, and I want to be straight up with you. I want to tell you something. I'm going to be straight up for the jump tonight. You're probably like, Trent, you're already being straight up. There are two types of people in this space. There are those who chase microphones and those who become the mic. I want to say that again. If you're going to be around me, if you're going to, like, y'all should know this, if you really dive into my teaching, I don't believe in chasing nothing. We ain't chasing nothing. We ain't chasing dreams. We ain't, for sure ain't chasing people. We ain't chasing microphone. We ain't chasing stages. We ain't doing none of that. I know a lot of people might teach you different, but you got to realize I came up in a different way, right? I came up from the mud. I didn't have a platform. I didn't have a big homie like y'all got right now that 16 years in that told me how to do it. I had to figure this out from the mud. But I always tell my speakers, my clients this. There's two types of individuals, right? Those that chase the microphone, those that become the microphone, those that bring a message, and those that are the message. In LSC, Legendary Speakers Collective, you're trained to be the message. That might seem like a slight difference, but that's a major difference, right? There's those who talk. There's those who talk. Great talkers, by the way. Amazing. But there's those who shake souls. That's different, right? There's those who post content hoping someone calls them to get on stage. And there's those like you, are gonna be you, who build a brand like Rehab Time. Hey, I'm gonna just tell y'all right now, I'm talking my stuff today. I'm not trying to be arrogant, but my self-worth is on 100 because, man, I fought for this a long time, y'all. I don't get the credit, nor do I want the credit or ask for the credit. But I'm one of them ones in this space. One of the ones that really do it in this space. And I'm going to talk about that later. But there's those who build a brand that's so undeniable, people can't stop calling. There's a difference, right? Tonight isn't about motivation. Like, I'm not trying to motivate you. That's easy work. Tonight's about elevation. It's about you taking your life to another level because you know for a fact that there's a you inside of you that you haven't even met yet, right? You know for a fact that there's another level to you. Some of you just want to be motivation. That's cute. Motivation is a great feeling, 100%. But I want you to go beyond motivation. I want you to elevate your life. I'm not here to hype you up. I'm not here to give you sweet nothings, right? I'm here to wake you up to your greatness, wake you up to the legendary person inside of you, because I see way too many people with massive potential. And the thing about potential that people don't understand, potential is pointless if it's never met. You ever met somebody that had all the potential in the world and they never met the potential? It's useless. I know a lot of people who have massive potential who never got heard, who never got a stage, who never got booked, who never got paid. By the way, you can't get paid simply because they were taught and they were playing by the wrong rules. Now, I'm going to say this right now, and I'm going to just tell you, if you want to be a speaker that's a keynote PowerPoint speaker, hey, listen, I'm not talking bad about those people. We're all needed, but I'm just going to tell you, like, legendary speakers, we transformational speakers. We're not the boring speakers that have the PowerPoint that says, well, step number 1, go here. Nothing wrong with that, by the way. There's a place for everybody. But if that's you, I'm going to tell you right now, this is not for you. This is for the individuals that walk into the room and that shift the room. This is for the individuals that go into an AT&T, a Fortune 500 company, and the CEO comes to you and says, man, in my 40-some years, I've never seen a communicator like you. It was undeniable. It was unforgettable. The man told me that. You know why? Because I speak to the human inside every single person. There's a difference. There's those that have the same speech, the same cadence. They cry on cue. They do all the things, right? They are manufactured speakers. Nothing wrong with that, by the way. If that's you, I'm not shaming you. I'm not judging you. But there's those that create lasting impact. There's those that are transformation. There's those that are able to read the room and shift the room no matter what room they go into. It's different. So tonight, we are rewriting the rules in this industry, in this space. And I've been fighting for this for a long time. I'm the guy that can come on stage like this now and still be accepted by corporate America. There was a time that wasn't a thing because Trent isn't professional enough, but Trent has always been purposeful enough, and that's what I want for you. I don't want you to be, man, y'all got me going in already. I ain't even halfway through this. I hope y'all still with me. As y'all can see, I'm very passionate about this, and I've been waiting to crack this open and give this to you because there's so many people that don't become that don't be who they are to play a role to be able to please other people. I'm not in this for you to play roles. I don't want you to be a role model. I want you to be a real model. I want you to be able to say, I can be myself, and I can be myself, and it's so purposeful that I can go into any room and shift any room and create transformation. I don't want you to be a Trent Shelton speaker. I'm not the guy that's like, oh, be a Trent Shelton speaker. Sound like Trent. You'd be like, it all starts with you. I don't want that. I want you to be the best you. I'm coaching you. I'm teaching you. I'm leading you to find your gifts. You're going to hear about a great testimony of a person that I helped find their gifts. I don't want you to put Trent Shelton speaker. That's whack to me. Nothing against anybody else. I don't want you to be me. My ego's okay. I'm fine. I don't need that. I want you to be the best you. So let's be real tonight. The world is loud right now. Everybody's posting. Everybody's talking. Right? Everybody's trying to go viral. I see it. But in a sea of noise, impact doesn't come from volume. It comes from alignment. Alignment with your mission. Alignment with your message. And alignment with your brand. And I believe that's why you're here. You don't just want to be another speaker, right? You want to be the speaker that people remember. You want to be legendary. You want to be booked. Yeah, clap for that. You want to be booked. You want to be trusted. You want to be paid not just to speak, but to shift atmospheres, to truly transform lives. And I'm telling you, it's possible. This ain't about chasing no speaking gigs or nothing like that. We don't chase. This is about creating a lifestyle of what you stand for. You see these words, it all starts with you? That's echoed across the world because I'm more than a speaker. And that's what I want for you. I don't want you just to be a speaker, and we'll talk about that later. But I want you to create a brand, a lifestyle of who you are. I'm a lifestyle leader. That's what I want for you. Legendary Speakers Collective, which you're going to hear about in a minute, it's a lifestyle movement. For the last 16 years, man, I've been in the trenches of this game. I didn't buy my way in. I didn't big brother my way in, big sister my way in. I built my way in. No silver spoon, no handouts. I didn't have a homie like y'all got right now that's giving you the experience that you can literally condense decades into days. I didn't have that. Just real connection, real transformation, and real results. I went from, y'all know my story, some of you don't, but I went from speaking to middle schools, elementary schools, to events with 5 people in the room, to arenas with 15,000. I just got booked for the biggest stage of my career in Germany in September. 15,000 people. And you know what's the cool thing about it is? When I step on that stage, they getting Trent Shelton. Not some watered down version person, not some person that's hiding who they are. They getting me, talking about self-worth, talking about it all starts with you, talking about that you got more to your life. That's what I want for you. I don't want you to have to flip a switch and be like, oh, okay, I have to be this person now. And then when you get off stage, you got to be another person now. You are enough. Right? I'm now one of the most followed speakers in the world, on the planet. It's crazy to say that because I remember when nobody was following me. One of the most requested speakers on the planet. And I'm not saying that to flex. You know, I want to pat myself on the back because I've been working a long time, but I'm not saying that to flex. I'm saying that to show you that it's freaking possible. But some of you probably don't believe right now. Some of you right now, your self-worth is so low that you like, man, that can't happen for me. We got to change that. We got to change it because if you don't believe, ain't nobody else going to believe in you. It all starts with you. It's time to stop playing the wrong game. And it's time to start doing what's right. And that's what tonight, you're like, dang, we just get into this? Yeah, that's what tonight is all about. You know, if you're ready to stop winging it, I'm not laughing, but if you're ready to stop winging it, if you're tired of just inspiring and not being booked, if you're done getting claps, right? If you're done getting claps without contracts, like it's time for you to get some contracts, especially if you've been in this for a moment, right? The claps are cool, but it's time for you to get some contracts because this is what I'm going to tell you right quick. If it's not you, it's somebody else that don't care as much as you. You understand what I'm saying? If it's not you, somebody else is going to get what's meant for you that don't care as much as you. They booking speakers out there and they paying well, letting you know they need you. I'm going to get to some statistics later on. They need you for sure. So I need you to stay locked in. Chat. I need you to stay locked in. I need you to stay ready. Y'all ready, Janelle? You ready, Maria? You ready, Shannon? What up? Well, you ready, CC? All right, I need y'all to stay locked in. Y'all ready? Cool. Let's get it, man. Because I'm about to break. I'm about to break down what the industry won't tell you. You know what I mean? That's why that's why I'm a little different in the industry. You know what I mean? I ain't saying that. I'm not trying to say they don't like me, but I'm a little different in this industry. I don't follow the rules. You know what I mean? Let me stop. Let me stop going on the tangent. Bring it back in, Trent. I'm about to expose the myths. I'm about to reveal some secrets. And I'm going to give you a glimpse into what it really takes to build a brand, a business, and a legacy. Yeah. A legacy with your voice. And just know this, if you stay to the end, I got something special for you. I'm going to just keep it real straight up. It's not another freebie. It's not free, but it's something that can completely change and shift the trajectory of your speaking career. All right, so let's lock in. Let's get surgical. Let's get magical. Let's get legendary. Drop your questions too, because my team is going to send it to me, all right? Y'all feeling good tonight? Y'all feeling good tonight? Because I'm feeling good. Let's talk about this. All right, 5 biggest myths in the speaking industry. And some of these are probably going to hurt your feelings, but it's okay. Myth number 1, okay? I'm laughing because I'm laughing because y'all about to break through this and y'all about to elevate. That's why I'm laughing. But myth number 1, if I have a story, I'll get booked. Listen, I can if you hit me up and told me this, I understand. Now listen to me, okay? I'm not judging you, I'm loving you, but I love you too much to keep you the same. Now, I would be wrong if I keep allowing you to think that your story is enough. You are more than your story. The number 1 thing that I see in my inbox is, Trent, I have a story. I deserve to be on stage. No, you don't. Nobody cares about your story. Unless your story is a story they're making movies about, even then, you got to have a story with purpose. Every single person I coach that's my client, I say, okay, your story is cool, but what's the purpose of your story? Everybody got a story. You want to give a testimony. This isn't church. I mean, church is great for testimonies, but if you're hired to speak, you got to create transformation. Your story is a part of what you do. It's not everything that you do, okay? I made that mistake early on. I thought my story was enough. That's not what makes you different. Listen to me. What makes you different is knowing how to use your story to transform someone else's life. You got to get phenomenal at storytelling. Okay, you got to get phenomenal at storytelling. You can't just tell your story. Oh yeah, this happened to me, and I went down to the store, and yeah. No, people gonna be on their phone. You ever had somebody when you speaking, they be asleep? They be like, you gonna get one of those, and it sucks when you see that, right? You better not be doing that right now, too. You better wake up. You better not be on your phone right now, right? But you're gonna get that. And I'm just keeping it real with you. You got to have something more than that, right? Your story has to be able to transform someone's life, not just tell what happened, but teach what changed. Things that you hear from me, it all starts with you, is a part of my story. Protect your peace is a part of my story. And I'm going to give you this gift, okay? Here's a freebie. Here's a gift. Find the theme in your story, okay? Find the theme in your story. When you hear me talk about live it, breathe it, be it, when you hear me talk about, man, live legendary, that's all from my story. Sometimes I tell my story, sometimes I don't. But if I tell my story has purpose, not to just have people clap and say, oh my gosh, that was a great story. No, my story is always about the individual. No matter what story I tell, you think your story is enough to get you on stage? I hate to break it to you. Nah, it ain't. Your story might get you sympathy. Your transformation gets you respect. Your transformation makes CEOs come to you and say, man, how can we continue to work with you? They say, man, I've never seen nothing like this. You're not just a speaker. You're there to give experience. You're there to give education. You're there to give inspiration. You're there to give motivation. And all those things wrapped up, you know what that equals? Transformation. Myth number 2. Are y'all still with me? Y'all still with me? Myth number 2. Okay, I'm telling you, if you understand just these myths, it can transform what you do. Even if you're not a speaker, even if you're approaching your stuff online, always have purpose into what you produce, into what you do. Myth number 2, I've seen this one. If I go viral, man, everybody's going to come. The gigs are going to come. Let me be honest. As a person that goes viral very often, going viral is not going to get you on stages. It might get you here and there, maybe. But let's be honest. You might go viral and not get booked for a single thing. Why? Because you have attention with no alignment. I can go viral right now passing gas on live, on a video. I go viral. That ain't nobody booking me to speak no stages for passing gas, right? Unless I'm giving a seminar over like how to deal with gas issues or something like that. I don't know. Maybe it's something like that, but you ain't getting booked for that. The goal isn't to go viral. The goal is to be aligned. People are seeing your content, but they're not seeing your value. If you understand this, you can start a great foundation of transforming your business. Stop worrying about the numbers. There's so many people that I talk to. Oh my gosh, nobody liked my post and this and this. The number one thing that I see with a lot of people and speakers is I go to your page and I'll just give you this. I don't see nothing about speaking. I don't see nothing that shows that you are a lifestyle leader at all. I just see random content. Nothing wrong with that. I'm talking to the person that's saying, oh, they want to do this. Okay? Like, it's not about followers. It's not. It's about alignment. You're being seen, but you're not being selected. I know so many great motivational people online that don't get stages. They don't. Because their content isn't showcasing their gift. You might see me post when I'm on stage. It might not get a lot of views and likes, whatever like that. But you know what? It comes across somebody's ecosystem that's an event coordinator, and they say, oh my gosh, I need this guy. That's happened countless of times. I've had viral videos that might be a prayer or might be something else that they're seeing and say, okay, that's motivational, but how can this person do a 45, 60-minute, 90-minute keynote? It's different, okay? You're being seen, not being selected. That's because you don't have a framework behind what you do, okay? Framework is everything. It's everything. Myth number 3. Y'all still with me? Y'all still with me? Let me see. Cabrina, I'm going to answer your questions. Y'all still with me? I'm in the chat right now. Let me pay attention to the chat. I want to read something real quick. Hold on. I forgot. Let me see. Hold on. Where's my card at? Did I put it right here? I want to read. I want to take a look. Oh, here we go. I want to read something. I wrote this down. I meant to read it. Okay. This says, I wrote this down before I actually got on here, this masterclass or webinar, whatever you want to call it. I just think it's a real conversation. That's what I call it. But I wrote this down and I want to read it to you. And everybody in the chat, I think you should write this down because this quote, this saying really puts things into perspective of what I'm talking about. The world doesn't need another voice that sounds good. You hear me? The world doesn't need another voice that sounds good. It needs a voice that feels real. The world doesn't need another voice that sounds good. You know, I'm not going to sit here and say, you know, your presentation and, you know, your tone. These are things we learn in Legendary Speakers Collective. Like all those things, yes, there are some science to stuff that I'm not going to say that doesn't matter. But too many times we're worried about sounding good and looking good and all these vanity metrics that really don't matter. I don't believe the world needs, and I believe honestly, there's a shift happening in this space. And I'm not saying I'm the cause because there's a lot of people who fight for this cause, but there's a shift that's happening for transparency. Like I said, when I go to these professional Fortune 500 companies, they're wanting more real. Every booking agent and CEO tells me, man, we need this. We're tired of the watered down, keynote, boring speakers. The world doesn't need another voice that sounds good. It needs a voice that feels, that is real. Okay, I want to read that to you and let that sit in your soul for a little bit because that genuine spirit, when you come from a place of conviction, I'm giving y'all too much tonight. You're probably like, this is drinking out of water hose, Trent. But when you come from a place of conviction, you're different. You can't fake conviction. I mean, you guys are experiencing conviction right now. I promise you, before I ever grab a microphone, I'm like, I'm going to be calm. But as soon as I start talking, you get conviction. And I can't contain it because it's so real for me. Okay, myth number 3. Let's keep this going. Myth number 3. If I'm a great speaker, people will find me. Okay, team, write that in the chat. Write that myth down in the chat, team. Myth number 3. If I'm a great speaker, people will find me. Cap. Some of the best speakers you never heard of are at home right now because they think skill is enough. I used to think that too. I'm like, I'm just good, man. They're going to find me. This is business. It's business. You're getting paid for a job. This is business. You don't get paid for being great. You get paid for being transformative, from being known. You get paid for being visible, for being valuable, for being unforgettable. That's what you get paid for. Okay, so remember that. Like, just because you're great at speaking, there's a lot of great speakers that don't get on stages because they don't know how to position themselves. Positioning is everything when it comes to in marketing. Oh, hold on. Hold on, guys. We had an outage. Oh. Can y'all still hear me? We still there? All right. Man, we blowing up tonight, man. Golly. All right. Y'all still with me? Am I coming through good? Okay, cool. Thank you. My camera went off for some reason. So let me go through this. Myth number 4. Okay. Once I speak on a big stage, everything will take off. It's not true. Okay. One stage means nothing if you don't know what to do with it. Okay. That viral moment needs a system. Again, you need to understand how to follow up. Some of us, we think if we get the big stage, everything will change. There's some people like, man, Trent, if I speak on your stage, everything's going to change. Or if you post me, everything's going to change. I'm like, no, it's not. It's not. I'm going to tell you right now, it is not. You need to be able to have a system. You got to have a follow-up. You got to be able to say, okay, how can I use this big stage to get me another stage? I always say one stage should create 5 more stages. That's always my mindset when I go onto a stage. one stage to create 5 more stages. And if I have time, I'll tell you one of our systems that we use to be able to create more stages, okay? From just a stage. You need to know how to turn a stage into a strategy. Otherwise, it'll just be another highlight on your reel. And you'll talk about how I spoke on the stage in 2017. You never got another stage ever again. Okay? Myth number 5. Y'all still with me? If I inspire people, I'll get paid. Myth. Okay? You're not getting paid for motivation, y'all. I'm going to tell you right now. You're getting paid for mastery. What do you master? That's why I say got to be bigger than your story. What do people come to you for? What are you known for? For posting quotes? That's great. And I'm not dissing none of that because all those things are needed. It's helping people for sure. But if you're trying to get into this industry, and you're trying to get to the top percent of this industry, you got to have some type of mastery. What do people come to you for? I already tell you what people come to me for. They come to me for self-worth. They come to me because there's not too many people in the world that can help a person say yes to themselves. That's why your favorite speaker will bring me on their stages. That's why I've been booked for the biggest online event in history of Matthew McConaughey. Was one male speaker they brought on, it was me. You know why? Because there's nobody better in the world. I'm not gonna say nobody. Well, yes, I am. I'm feeling myself tonight, right? We on legendary status. Let's get it. There's not too many people better in the world that can help people get into their heart like me, that can help people say yes to themselves like me. So I understand my positioning, and I do that very well. I'm not trying to be everything to everybody. I'm not trying to be, oh, I need to sound like them. I need to do this. I need to do this. No, mastery is what they pair you for, okay? Inspiration is everywhere. You can get online and find inspiration. Execution is rare, and that's what gets you booked. Do you guys feel me? Okay? Do you feel me? I'm going to stop for a second, but do you feel me? Are y'all getting this? And I know might be like, man, you know what? Dang, Trent, like, this is kind of tough to hear. But I'm trying to help you, you know what I mean? Like, really make this a thing. You know, I don't want to get too much into my details because it's not about me tonight, but the speaking industry changed my life. You know, for 45 minutes, 60 minutes, you know, maybe 8 times a year, because I don't speak as much because my kids are at a different space. And that's what I want to tell you. You got to be more than a speaker also. We teach that in LSC, Legendary Speakers Collective, because I don't want you to be a speaker. I know starting off, you want a lot of stages. I get that. But at some point, it has to change because going from flight to flight, it's exhausting. When you first get like, man, I'm getting booked, all these things, and it gets exhausting. You get sick. That's why we have to diversify your speaking business, right? I'm an author. I get paid to be an author. I get paid to be a speaker. I get paid to be a consultant, right? I get paid to be a coach. There's so many different areas that are involved in this. And I don't want to like blow your mind tonight, but you got to think brand. You are the brand. You have to think brand. Your brand should be transcending of spaces. Right? Don't let people put you in the box, say, oh, you're just this, or you're just that. No, I'm impact. No, I'm legendary. And I can make impact and change in different avenues. Now, we don't want to just dibble and dabble on a whole bunch of different stuff and get confused. But what I want to help you do is let you know that, hey, let's build this game plan to make sure that you're not just depending on being booked to speak, because you're still putting your life in other people's hands, no matter what strategies that you have, okay? Let's move into 3 secrets that I want to tell you, and we're almost done. We'll do Q&A, and I'll introduce you to something that I'm very excited about. The 3 secrets that separate legendary speakers from someone else, okay? 3 secrets, and these are probably common sense. Secret number 1, write this down, chat. Secret number 1, you don't get paid to speak, you get paid to solve. Understand that. If you want to get to corporate, if you want these personal development stages, you're not getting paid to speak. You're getting paid to solve. So what problem do you solve? It goes back to, what do you master? The biggest stages go to people who solve the biggest problems. And don't overwhelm yourself with that. You might solve a problem of helping people get over fear. You might solve a problem of helping people find their identity. You might solve a problem of, you know, helping people overcome their past. Like, don't overthink it. But if you want bigger stages, you got to solve bigger problems. If you don't know what problem to solve, you're just another noise in the crowd. How do you stand out? When I go to your page, when I go around you, when I go to what you do, your social media accounts, do I see what you clearly do? I'm giving y'all some game right now. Do I see what you clearly do? Because some of you be in my inbox and I've seen it's like, Trent, I want to be a speaker, and I go to your page Oh my gosh, this thing keeps shutting off. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. I'm gonna go to my give me 1 second. Oh my gosh. We might have to do a black screen tonight. Hold on. Why does this keep shutting off? Give me 1 second. All right, we back. All right, if it shuts off again, I'm gonna just let y'all know that I'm gonna just speak. It's gonna be an audio session. All right. If it shuts off again, I don't know what's going on with my camera today. But yeah, as we move forward, y'all still with me? Trent in the dark conversation. Yeah, we might have to do that. You might just have to listen. We might have to make a nighttime session, a bedtime session. But what I want to do for you is help you get clear in your transformation, not just your topic, if that makes sense, okay? So secret number one, you don't get paid to speak, you get paid to solve, okay? Secret number two, it's not about the stage, it's about the ecosystem, okay? One stage doesn't change your life, a system does. So this is where it's very important in the speaking industry is having an ecosystem, is having a system, a proven system that works, right? A proven system, again, I'll just say this, and I'm very protective over talking about things that I do because I never want to inspire y'all with that, but I'll tell you this. So if you watch me closely, you probably know what country this is, but I have a country that has paid me over $150,000. By the way, like these countries and these schools and these companies, they have budgets that they spend money. So I do things for free, right? I give backs all the time to high schools and middle schools. I don't charge for that. But these companies, they have money and they're going to give it to somebody. Why not be you? Again, you want them to give it to a person that don't care as much as you, not as purposeful as you. But I have a country that has literally booked me 4 years, 4 years, has paid me over $150,000. And you know why? Man, I'm going to give y'all this secret. And it's such an easy question, but I'm going to give it to y'all. And there's been a lot of stages that I've done multiple times, like the same company multiple times. You know why? It comes from asking this one question. How can we further this relationship? I don't just want to get on stage and speak once. I want to further the relationship to create true transformation. So I tell the company all the time, experience me. And if you feel like I'm valuable to you, let's continue this relationship. So I ask. And guess what? That ask has brought me in multiple speaking engagements with the same companies 3, 4, 5 times. Again, I have a country. I'm now the mindset ambassador of a country, pretty much. You know what I mean? Because I asked the question. My team asked the question, hey, since you love Trent, let's make a real change. Let's go beyond the stage. All because I asked the question. A lot of people don't ask. They get on stage, they're excited, and that's it. But you should have frameworks and systems that when you get off stage, you're leading them to something, right? You're furthering the relationship. That's where the relationship starts. It doesn't end there. So you need a system, okay? And that's what we teach in Legendary Speakers Collective. We help you do that, right? What happens before the stage, what happens after the stage matters, okay? You need to go into that stage, that speaking engagements, knowing that, man, okay, I want to further this. You don't need to know how to build a brand. You need to know how to build a brand, how can I say this, that works when you're not on stage, right? That's how you scale. You know what I mean? That's how you scale. And the reason I believe scaling is so powerful is because scaling gives you time back. Again, at some point, there's only one of you. You know, I know an individual right now that's a speaker that's sick because all he does is travel and speak. I know speakers that don't have a relationship with their family because all they do is travel and speak. For me, that's not success, right? So you got to have systems in place that allow you to do what you do effectively and efficiently, because guess what? if you start burning out, then guess what happens? That gift of yours now becomes a burden. You start to hate it. I've seen speakers do that. They start to hate it. They start to resent it. They're like, oh, I got to go speak. We backstage, they're like, yeah, I got to go speak on stage. I'm like, man, what? Like, because it became a duty for them instead of an honor, because they don't know how to scale. They don't know how to sustain. And so that's one of the things that you got to have master. You got to be able to perfect. Secret number 3. Hope y'all still with me. Are y'all getting something from tonight? Are y'all getting something from tonight? Let me know. I'm really trying to give y'all like things that can really help you, not just some motivational stuff. Like, I'm really trying to give y'all the business, to be honest with you. Like, I'm giving it to y'all tonight. So I hope that you guys are really getting this. I know for some people it might be kind of, way above like where you're at, but I want to give you this because I want to give you value, because I know like this is what it takes. And hopefully, I have enough proof that you believe me. I'm not one of these people that's like creating a webinar that's never done it. You know what I mean? Like, and that happens. I told myself that I want to master my craft before I ever present something to somebody else. Secret number 3, your brand will get you booked. Let me stop pausing because my camera gonna go out. Your brand will get you booked before your words ever do. I am so obsessed in brand building, so obsessed in it. That's why, I don't even have my brand on right now. I'm capping tonight, but I'm so obsessed in brand. But even your brand is not necessarily your clothes, what you wear. Like, I've branded hats. People know me as the hat guy. I was walking 2 days ago, say, hey, you're the guy from Facebook with the hats. I'm like, yeah, you always wear your hats. And I was like, oh yeah, okay. But your brand will get you booked. I've had plenty of speaking engagements where they knew it all starts with you. They knew the brand. The brand was so strong. They knew Rehab Time. Like, somebody told them about me. There's so much word of mouth booking, because the people that you think are booking people aren't the people that are booking people. It's not the CEOs, right? It's the person that's the event coordinator that you don't know, that you probably ignore, that you probably treat bad, right? That you think don't have no power, but they have all the power. But a lot of my speaking engagements came from, hey, you know that Rehab Time dude? You know that guy, it all starts with you, that protect your peace guy? That guy, like, you need to go like get him. Go get him. Your brand will get you booked before your words ever do. Okay, let me be real. People Google you before they book you. Y'all know that. Some of y'all be dating. Same thing. Y'all Google your dates, right? You be on there Googling like a mug. Let me see that report. You probably be doing background research. They do it too, right? It's a date. They got to trust you in front of their audience, right? So people will Google you before they book you. They will. They're going to look up everything. And what shows up matters, right? What shows up matters. I Google some of y'all. Facts. I look y'all up and be like, okay, are they really about what they say they're about? Okay, if your brand doesn't align with your message, you lose trust before you even speak. Please listen to me, people. If your brand doesn't align with your message, you lose trust. They're going to be like, they ain't about that life. And that's why I always tell you, you got to live it, breathe it, be it as much as you can. Because I'm telling you, some of you are missing opportunities. Some of you have missed opportunities with me. I'm going to just be around who's on here. But some people have missed opportunities with me because I'm like, oh, they don't really live that. They just talking it. They don't really live it. I can tell. I can tell when you live it, there's no on and off switch. Your brand don't come off of you. You are your brand, right? What you wear is not necessarily your brand. It's a part of your brand. You are your brand. It shouldn't come off of you. Y'all don't realize that. Like, I know people don't try to teach y'all that because it's not sexy. I know that don't sell. I know it's like an easy message, but for real, it all starts with you in real life. It does. I've seen it happen. It's like, oh yeah, we ain't bringing that person. They really ain't about that. They just talking about it. They ain't really about it. When you go research, when you see me, you see consistency. Consistency around my message. I ain't a perfect human being, but you see consistency. That's for sure. And that's what you got to be able to do. You control consistency. And some of you are too impatient. I know I love you too much to keep it the same. Some of you are too impatient. You want it now. You want it now. You're like, okay, I need this right now. I need this in my life right now. Come on, I want, I just signed up for this. I want this to happen right now. Some of you, okay, some of you are too impatient in your process on making it work. Okay, I'm getting questions. On making it work. Okay, some of you are too impatient in your process. I'm going to tell you right now, with Legendary Speakers Collective, if it's for you, do not be a part of this if you want it tomorrow. That's the problem. Some of you are so impatient in your process. You're like, well, it's not happening. It's not happening because you're not proving it to yourself first. It's not happening because you're so impatient. You want to make the money. You want all these things. You want the platform, but you don't want to understand the purpose and really feel it in your soul. You don't want to go through the mud to be able to get to your mountaintop. And I'm just keeping it real with you. I love you too much to keep it the same. I'm just keeping it real with you. Okay? The world needs to feel who you are. Let them feel you, man. Like, let the world feel who you are by how you show up, by what you do, before they even hear what you say. You know, man, I'm going to take it here tonight. And I'm going to take it here. I got to respect y'all's time. We only got 60 minutes together. We're almost done. I'm going to take it here because I got to watch my words. You know, some of us, we want to be so motivational to everybody else, but we don't want to inspire ourselves. You know, I hold myself accountable. You know, I can't preach discipline if I don't look like discipline. I can't preach motivation and tactics if I don't look like it. Forget looking like it. If I'm not it, if I'm not being it. It's easy to talk about it. It's easy to tell somebody else what to do. We always know it's easy to tell somebody else what to do. It's hard to apply it. That's why I say, like, if you want to be a legendary speaker, you have to be legendary to yourself first. And trust me, it's a lot of accountability to show up every single day. Right? I've been in this office all day today, and I love it. I love it. I love these moments with y'all. This don't feel like work. It's purpose. Right? You got to show. This is what I'll tell you. One thing that we do with Legendary Speakers Collective, we show you how to become the brand that gets you booked. I'm not going to say, I want to say on autopilot, but I'm not going to say that because I don't think anything's on autopilot, but we help you become the brand that actually stands out, where people look at you and like, yep, they represent something. Okay? As we wrap up tonight, I want to ask you something. How can I put this? Give me a second, y'all. I want to make sure I say the right words. What if the only thing standing between you and your next stage was a decision? A decision to stop trying to do it alone. A decision to stop trying to wing it. A decision to finally go all in on your voice that God gave you. Because if I'm being real with you, you don't need another year of YouTube University. You don't need another motivational quote. What a lot of you need is real structure, real feedback, and real connection. And you need it from someone who has done it at a high level, who's done it consistently at a high level, and who you know actually lives it and actually is still living it to this day. You know, it took me 16 years to create this. I've been sitting on this because I want to make sure it was right. Everybody's not going to have the opportunity to be a part of this. I'm going to tell you right now. But I said it was time. It was time to introduce this to the world. You know, this is why I created what I've been talking about all night. The Legendary Speakers Collective. And it's more than just a mastermind. It's a lifestyle. It's not a course. It's not some master class. It's a 4-month immersion with me and my team, designed to help you build your brand, find your message, and get you booked as a transformational speaker. I can't promise to get you booked. You know what I mean? I ain't Jesus. I can't turn water into wine. All right? You know what I mean? But what I can do is help you bring everything inside of you to the world to set you up for success. I'm going to tell you what you're going to get access to, and I'm going to go through this. I'm going to actually pull up a PowerPoint and actually take my time through this, but you're going to get access to live trainings with me every single month, actually twice a month. You know, a complete breakdown on how to pitch, you know, get booked, and actually how to build a real brand. That's very important. Some of you don't have a real brand, and it's okay. I've been there. You're going to get a community of other thriving, aspiring powerhouse speakers who are building their legacy also. Hot seat coaching, real-time feedback. If you ever work with me, you already know what it is. And strategies that are working right now in real time. But I want to tell you straight up, this isn't for everybody. Everybody won't be accepted. This is for the committed. This is for the ones who aren't just trying to talk, but trying to transform. This is for the ones that feel called, right? Not just curious. I don't want curious George. I want people who feel called. If that's you, if you're ready to stop sitting in the audience and stop wishing and watching, and you want to work to meet your potential, I want you to type speaker in the chat right now. Okay? Type speaker in the chat right now. I want to shout you out. And then I'll give you more details in a moment, but I want to shout you out. I want to break this down really quick, and I want to show you some things. Okay? I want to break down what it looks like. I'm going to take my time. I see all y'all typing speaker. I love that. I love it. And if you're dedicated to building your brand, say, I'm dedicated. You know what I mean? Because you got to be dedicated to building your brand, my friends. I see you, Sarah. I see you, Michelle. I see you, Dawn. I see you, Chandra, extroverted Emily. Crystal, what up, Sasha? Excuse me. So what I want to do right now, man, Platinum Queen, I see y'all. So I'm going to introduce to you guys. I'm going to break it down, break down the cost, everything it is. Again, these things that I do, you know, I have different pillars of Rehab University is what I call it. I have different pillars of my brand and what I do. I have the stuff that you get for free on YouTube and how I show up on lives and all the things, stuff that my events, all the stuff. But I wanted to create something that was special for serious people, man. Like, you got to be serious with this. And I'm going to just be like, the effort that I'm putting into this, you got to be serious. It can't be curious. You got to be serious. So I'm going to pull up a PowerPoint to walk through this with you. I'm going to answer some Q&A that you guys sent in, and we're going to get on about our night. All right. I appreciate you guys. There's a link at the top. It should be at the top of the chat where you can actually sign up for it. Yep. You can actually apply for it, because once you apply, you know, we'll take it from there. But let me break this down on a PDF level. Give me some time to do this. All right, let me screen share it. All right. Let me wake y'all up again. Do I need to wake y'all up?
The most successful.
Let me wake y'all up.
Legendary, it's time to live legendary. Legendary, we gotta live legendary. Legendary, it's time to live.
All right. That's enough of that. But I want to wake y'all up. That's a part of building your brand too. Even music, man. Never put yourself in a box. All right. So let me go ahead and break this down with you right quick. So Legendary Speaker Collective bonus. So if you sign up tonight or sign up within the next week, you get number one. Okay. These are just extras that are incentives. I want to incentivize you. So if you sign up tonight, or we'll give you to, what's today? Monday? We'll give you to Sunday. Okay. We'll give you to Sunday. But if actually we can't give you to Sunday, we'll give you to Friday, end of the week. But if you sign up by Friday, I want to go through this. Number one, you get a general admission ticket to Live Legendary 2025. Oh, let me shrink this. Hold on, you can't see it. Hold on. Let me shrink this up right quick. I'm about to do this with these all. Let me see. You can see. There we go. That work? Yep. Okay, cool. I know it ain't all the way neat, but YouTube cropped this, so I didn't get a chance to see the dimensions, but I want you to see it. So you get a general admission ticket to Live Legendary 2025 that's valued at $69. That's a regular ticket, so if you do already have a VIP ticket, this can be a great ticket to invite a guest and bring somebody, okay? The second thing, which is huge, you get 50% off the speaker retreat in August, which is incredible. That's a life-changing retreat that a lot of my clients went to that changed a lot for them. It's normally priced at 10 grand, but you get it for 5 grand, 50% off if you sign up by Friday. 50% off in-person mastermind that's taking place. It's the first ever in-person mastermind that will be in Dallas, Texas, where we actually do real-time hot seats. We bring you on stage. You get the feedback, all the great stuff. That's normally $1,000. You get it for $499. You get a free social media audit, normally $3,000. I don't believe there's a better person than me because I actually have 16 million people to look at your social media and tell you, hey, it's time to change this. So you get an audit, you get a 4-month plan to show you exactly what to do to be able to elevate yourself in the space. And last but not least, this isn't a guarantee, this isn't a promise, but the opportunity to be placed on stages for qualified speakers. You got to be qualified. Can't just put you on stage if you're not qualified. All right? Let me put this up. I know I'm doing this ghetto fabulous style, but it's all good. Don't judge me, love me. Okay? What you guys have learned from me. A lot of you know this, but I just want to remind you of this. I built a 7-figure speaking business from scratch. Again, I didn't have no type of me to help me. So it's from scratch. I had to figure it out. A lot of losses, a lot of trial and error, but I'm grateful for it because I'm able to teach with confidence. I know it works. I know it doesn't work. Since I've been speaking since pretty much high school, from sports, over 1,000 paid stages worldwide. Some of them stages were $20. Some of them stages was paid with other stuff, but a lot of paid stages. Crazy to even see that. I've been booked by Fortune 500 companies all the time, NFL teams, global brands. And the cool thing about it, y'all, that I want y'all to see with these, I'm not selling y'all, because y'all see what I do. I'm not telling you this, oh my gosh, look at Trent, look at me. I don't need that. But what you seem to be inspired by is like, man, Trent is himself. And he's getting these things. You know, I'm up there with a hoodie on, bruh. I'm up there sometimes with a cutoff shirt. I'm up there with some sweats because that's who I am, okay? I'm a speaker and author. You know, a big part of building your brand, and I want to say this, like being an author is incredibly valuable, y'all, like incredibly valuable. And author and speaker go hand in hand. I have an amazing framework to show you that. And I'm a lifestyle leader, you know, followed by millions, obviously. I've coached numerous of speakers into paid success. I've done that. A lot of speakers that will never give me credit, but I helped them, but I don't need the credit. All right. I want to talk about a success story of one of my friends, and you can read most of it, so I'm not going to change it. You guys can see it. Sorry about the dimensions, but I want to speak on Maria Case. Maria, she might actually be in here, but Maria was a client, she still is, but is a client of mine that actually went to the retreat. And Maria was how can I say this? She loves improvement, right? Which I love. And she went to a lot of people to get help, a lot of people to find her voice, to find her brand, to help her create breakthroughs. And she told me, she said, man, Trent, like it wasn't until I found you that I actually created these breakthroughs. And what I personally coached her to do was help her develop her unique brand. Her unique brand. I didn't coach her to be Trent Shelton. I didn't coach her to do what I wanted her to do. I coached her to help her find her unique brand. I want to say this. She took her time. She invested a whole year of coaching with me. A lot of people aren't willing to do that, and I get it. You know what I mean? Sometimes we don't have the funds. It's not about even investing in the coaching. It's about actually putting in the work. This girl put in the work. She did everything that I told her to do. Now she's a paid keynote speaker. And the thing about it, Maria didn't even want to be a speaker like that. But now her brand, remember I told you earlier, her brand is so good that people now want her to speak. Remember, right? It's about your brand sometimes. Inspiring diverse audiences with her powerful story and message. I went to her first event. She had 500 people. I had 5. I'm like, bro, like, man, how you get all these people right here? She had 500 people at her event. 500 plus, sold out. Because she had a mission. And her mission, let me say this, and I'm going to brag on her for a moment because I'm showing y'all this testimony. I have plenty of people, but I'm showing you her because I want you to understand that you have to be willing and committed to putting in the work. You have to be willing to commit to put in the work. And the thing that she did was she found her mission that she cared about. Wasn't the popular mission, wasn't the mission everybody else was doing. She wanted to change in the Latino community. She wanted to change mental health, right? Her mother went through things. She wanted to stand for something. And so she found the passion. It wasn't the popular thing to do. It wasn't the easy thing to do, but it was the thing that she cared most about. And when you care most about something, you will find a way. For me, it was mental health. For me, it was my friend committing suicide. It wasn't a popular thing to do. I'm not teaching productivity hacks. I'm not teaching you how to make more money necessarily. I'm not teaching the fancy stuff. I'm teaching the things that I care about, because when you do things that you care about, it doesn't feel like work. And God will always make a way for you, a way for your gifts. There's rooms for your gifts. She's worked with Namni. That's crazy. To advocate for mental health awareness. They were at her event. I'm like, how you doing this, girl? Partnering with organizations like the Latino Chamber of Commerce to empower underrepresented communities. She's been featured on major news outlets. It's crazy. Like, she blowing my mind. I'm like, this is wild. You know? And so we still are in communication. I still coach her. I still help her. But it's not about me. It's about her taking action, okay? So this is one person. I can name a few people. I see Sarah in here. I can name a few people that I've worked with personally that have been able to transform their life and their business and their mission by taking action, all right? Tonight, you guys got some value. Hope you can see this. You guys got some real value tonight. Tonight would normally cost, I'm just gonna be real. If we were doing this one-on-one, it would cost you, all right? But tonight it was free. A 60-minute session of my time is $5,000, man. And I know y'all might be like, dang, that's a lot, but I've worked for it. You know what I mean? I work for it. And I want to tell y'all this too. Like, I give so much away that I don't feel guilty for charging. You know, when you have worked for, when you have expertise, don't let people man, y'all listening to me? Don't let people tell you what your value is. Don't let people put a price tag on your worth, ever. Now, you got to work for it. You got to make sure it's real. I'm not telling you to lie about your worth because it sounds good. A lot of people do that. But when you have lived it, when you have put in the work, when you actually have footprints of change, when you actually have transformed certain things and you've actually made an impact, don't let anybody in this world make you feel guilty for charging what you charge. I battled that for so long. And I started seeing these other people that were getting booked to speak on stages that didn't give a damn about people. And they were terrible speakers. And I'm like, hold up, wait a minute. Okay? Have your systems. I give a lot away, but I value my time. Your time is everything. Okay? If you join the Legendary Speakers Collective tonight, the founding member rate is right under $1,200 a month, $1,199. Normally, it's going to be $2,500. Okay, this will be a small group. Everybody won't be accepted. It won't be like 100 people. It's going to be very small so we can focus on helping the right people. Brand coaching would cost you $10,000. Okay? One-on-one coaching, I'm just going to say this, and Maria can testify. It'll cost you $30,000 a year. So this collective is a great space for you to be able to learn with me without that big price tag. That's always available. I don't take individual clients. I only take 1 or 2 a year, but you have to be special because my time is that valuable to me. All right. A lot of you are struggling with this. You know where you're at. You know where you want to go. You don't know how to get there. And what I want to do for you is hand you the blueprint to cross the bridge. You know, go from speaking for free and for cheap. You got to start off like that sometimes. I get it. But that shouldn't be the final destination of your speaking career. Unsure how to position your story. Your story position is everything. Struggling to grow your brand, not attracting paid opportunities, feeling like just another speaker, to, with the Legendary Speaker Collective, charging 4 or 5 figures per keynote. Maybe even 6 figures at some point. And that's a reality, y'all. You know, this speaking industry is, in creator industry is worth billions of dollars, y'all. Billions. Okay? Own your niche and message. Becoming a go-to voice in your space, becoming a speaker brand that converts, get paid to do what you love. There's nothing better in the world than that, okay? There's nothing better in the world than that, y'all. Legendary Speakers Collective, if you're ready for it, let's go. There should be a link at the top of the bio. I understand if it's not for you, again, you still have to fill out an application process. After you pay, you can actually break down your payments, but it doesn't mean that you'll be accepted. We're still going to go through an application process to make sure it's the right people. This is my baby, y'all. This is my baby. And I take this seriously. I take it seriously. So if it's for you, let's go. I want to go ahead and answer some questions that we have that were sent to me. Yeah, the slide was cut off. Oh, my bad. My team was like, the slide is cut off. But yeah, y'all know that. I was just reading it because YouTube, man, obviously has other dimensions. But I want to answer some questions that we have tonight. So Leanne said, how do you overcome the fear to be authentic? That's a great question. I'm going to just be straight up with you, Leanne. You know, you got to understand the fear of not being authentic has to be stronger. The fear of not being yourself has to be stronger, right? For me, judgment is just judgment. I can't control judgment. And you got to understand, like, the best way I can put this is imagine it's Halloween, right? You wear a mask. And you ever walk past somebody that's in a costume, you don't know who they are, but you know who they are, but you can't recognize them. And you walk past them, they scare you like, man, what's up? Like, who are you? And they take off their mask. Oh, man, I didn't know that was you. And you walk right past them. Why? Because they had a mask on. That analogy explains a lot of people in this social media world. They think that they have to have a mask on to be accepted. And so they wear this mask, but what the mask does, it prevents you from connecting with the right people who actually need your message. So you got to ask yourself, what is it costing you not to be authentic? And I'm going to tell you right now, it's costing you everything. Okay, so how do you overcome the fear? You put in the reps. You show up as you. Everybody ain't going to like you. It's just part of it. Who cares? Like, I've been got over that. Everybody's not going to like you. Everybody's not going to like what you do. There might be a person that has a problem with what I released tonight. I don't care. I'm focused on the people that need it. Because if you're so focused on being judged and not being liked, it will control your life. If you can get over that, everything in your life will change by just getting over that, okay? So that's how I overcome the fear. I put in the reps. You know, nobody can beat me at being me and nobody can beat you at being you. When you realize that's your superpower, whoo, it's over, okay? Hope that answered your question. Ben said, how did you get comfortable speaking the truth without harming anyone's feelings? Listen, I'm always going to come from a place of love. That's why I say I love you too much to keep you the same. If I really love you, why would I not speak the truth? An enemy won't say nothing. An enemy will watch you live a lie. An enemy will watch you destroy your life. That's how I saw who was real in my life. The people that didn't say nothing, like, bro, you know I'm destroying my life. You ain't going to say nothing. So I love you too much to keep you the same. And so I realized that the truth is tough, but when you come from a place of love, people receive it. Like, people receive my message. They know I come from a place of caring. They know that I care, right? As a legendary speaker collective, in the Legendary Speaker Collective, I teach you guys how to balance conviction, right? How to balance challenge versus comfort, right? I'm a very challenging person, but I'm also a very comforting person, right? There's a science and an art towards that. So people got to know that you really care. So, you know, you get comfortable by putting in the reps. Man, I just got a text. My bad, this is random. I just got a text from one of the biggest podcasts in the world just now. What time can you do on Wednesday? Let's go. My bad. See, I ain't chased that. That's crazy. Man, my bad. I've been wanting this podcast forever. I ain't been chasing it. I ain't been begging them to be on it. But literally, they just one of the biggest athletic sports podcasts. Man, see, that I be telling y'all, see, just be the brand, be the message, it'll come. Anyways, how did you get comfortable? Y'all like, Trent, you are so all over the place. How did you get comfortable speaking the truth without, oh, my bad. That was Ben. Oh, hold on. Okay, Cabrina, my bad. How do you get people to listen to your story more, and how do you better with storytelling? Well, I'm going to be real, Cabrina. I don't have time to teach that tonight. I would definitely try to get to the retreat. I would definitely try to get to the mastermind if you can't join Legendary Speakers Collective. But I will tell you this. You have to practice. You have to suck first. You have to suck at telling your story. You know, when I work with my clients, Sarah's in here, she'll tell you, like, we go through it. Like, nah, that ain't it, Sarah. That ain't it, Maria. That ain't it. You know, and we go through it and we practice as much as we can and we find the sweet spots. So like with me and my journey, I've told my story so many times that I know it works. Right? I've been telling some of the same stories for years, so I know what to take out. I know how to impact people. I know what people laugh at. I know what people react to. I know what stories that I should tell. I know what stories that I shouldn't tell anymore because it didn't help anybody. So it's a process that you have to go through, a process of trial and error. But the best way you get better at storytelling is that I'll just give you this gift, okay, Cabrina, because you've been supporting forever. By the way, I appreciate you, Cabrina. Like I'll be seeing you everywhere. Thank you so much. I'll tell you this. A tactic with storytelling is, how can I explain this in a simplistic way? Don't just tell the story, bring people into the story. So a simple way is to bring senses into the story. As an author, I understand that. I could say, hey, you know what? I'm in my office. You might be like, okay, cool. But if I say, man, I sat in my office in this plush chair that feels so comfortable. I had 4 lights over me that were shining on me. I had this camera right here. I had beautiful people online right on my left, you know, that were in the chat saying, let's get it. It's rehab time. You know, the air condition is about 63. It's kind of cold in here, but it also feels good. I'm on a carpet that's white, that's blue. See the difference? Now you feel like you're here. Okay. So bring people into your story. Okay. That's a simple way. If you got kids, practice with your kids. Maya make me practice every night. I'm like getting story like burnt out. Gotta make up these stories. Dad, tell me a story tonight. I'm like, gosh, here we go. But it also helps me get my storytelling reps in, if that makes sense. Be very visual. Think about the senses. Okay, we got a few more questions. Let's see. About 4 more questions I want to answer. What is the best way to advocate for others and make that connection? What's the best way to advocate for others and make that connection? I'm not sure exactly what that question is asking, but I'm just going to take a stab at it. The best way to make connection is to come from a real place. The best way to advocate for others is to speak for others, you know, is to really stand for others. If you watch my content, do you guys feel that I stand for y'all or stand for people going through things? Let me just ask that question. When you watch my content, do you feel like, man, Trent gets me, he understands me? And yes, see, a lot of people are saying yes. And so when I'm making content, y'all, or before I get on the stage, I'm asking myself, how can I make the person that needs this feel seen and feel understood? I have that conversation with myself. If you can make people feel seen and understood, whew, man, I get chills. If you can make people feel seen and understood, it will transform you as a communicator, as a speaker, as a whatever title you want to have. When I'm on stage, I think my greatest gift that I have is even if I'm speaking to a room of 13,000 people, people feel like I'm speaking to them. And I'm not just, just saying that. That's the number one compliment I get when I get off stage. Like, man, I felt like you were speaking to me. I felt like you were looking at me. I feel like you were talking directly to me, right? You might feel that right now. When you can master that, and you can only master that when it means that much to you, that's when everything will change in your life. Everything will change as a communicator. And that's the science part. And I'm not saying science because, and like giving you some tactical strategy that's not real. Like it has to really mean that much to you, but we can definitely help you mold that and tap into that place inside yourself where people feel connected to. That's a game changer. That's a great question. I got a few more questions that I'm gonna answer. If your story sounds familiar to others, how do you get yours to stand out? Well, Cabrina asking them questions tonight. I see you, K-Dog. I see you asking them questions. I love that. And that's another thing I want to tell you about Maria. When I was talking about Maria earlier, she knew how to ask the right questions, y'all. She knew how to ask the right question. She didn't just ask questions to ask questions. Sabrina, you're asking the right questions, by the way. But she knew how to ask questions that could help her. That's one thing she did very well. Every time I go on a call where she had a list of questions, like boom, when she was picking my brain. And I think that's why she transcended so fast, because she knew exactly what questions to ask. But you asked, if your story sounds familiar to others, how do you get yours to stand out? It's all about presentation, my friend. It's all about experience. It's all about, bringing humor to it, taking people on an emotional roller coaster. That's what has your story to stand out. If you ever heard me speak, you know that I go there with different things. And so these are things that we will learn in Legendary Speakers Collective. But you got to be able to, be so connected with your story that people feel a part of it. That's what makes it stand out. How do you showcase your purpose more? You show up more. Simple. You show up more. Some of you don't show up enough. I'm gonna be real. I'm a big advocate for mental health. I'm a big advocate, obviously, for protect your peace. But some of you don't even show up every day. You don't. You don't show up every day to what you say that it means the world to me. Like, you say you have a mission, but you don't show up every day for it. And listen, I know we have our days. There's days where I don't show up, but I'm pretty consistent. I pretty much show up every single day. It could be a story. It could be a post. It could be, something offline, but I show up every single day. And that's the problem. A lot of you are too inconsistent with your mission. And in these days and times, there's a lot of people online. I'm not going to front. This space is crowded. I know people say there's room for everybody. This spot is crowded. It's tough. And social media is growing and growing. There's more people getting into entrepreneurship. There's more people, mastering their craft. You got to outwork the yesterday version of yourself. You got to practice your craft. I come here and I speak all the time. That's why I do podcasts. I do YouTube videos. That's a form of speaking. Right now, I'm getting reps. You know what I mean? I'm getting reps. So you got to be able to master your craft as much as you can. You got to be able to show up. So showcasing your purpose is just you showing up because you are purpose, and be consistent with it. So if I went to your page right now, Shannon, Karen, if I went to your page right now, Mindy, would I be able to say, oh, Mindy's purpose is this? Would it be clear? You go to, I know I'm keep talking about Maria, but she's my testimony today. If you go to Maria's page, you're going to see she cares about mental health. You're going to see it. It's going to show. She cares about having a relationship with her parents. It's going to show. There's no doubt about it. It shows. You go to my page, you're going to see that what I care about. It's no guessing, right? So you shouldn't have guesswork around your purpose. That's the easiest thing for you to do, is show up. And I know it's not easy. Let me take that back. But it is the easiest thing for you to do. Some of you are trying to be too perfect instead of being raw. Well, Trent, I don't have my makeup on or this. People need the real you. They need your real story. They need your real message. They need the real you. That's what they need. They relate to that. Some of you are actually becoming unrelatable because you're afraid to show up in your raw, authentic self. I'm just keeping it real. Stop making it hard to be consistent. Right? Some of you are trying to be too popular. I'm going to just keep it real with you. You're trying to be here. You see somebody, you might even see me like, man, I want to be like this. Man, this is 16 years, bro. I keep telling people that this is a long time of putting in work and effort and dedication. You guys haven't even seen the half. A lot of you have come in on the back end of rehab time. You didn't see me traveling from state to state, sacrificing family time. I did all of that. I did it all, sacrificing health. Man, and I'm not bragging about that, because if I could do it again, I probably would have did something different. But I did all of that. And some of you want to be too popular. You want the popularity that comes with it. You want the money that comes with it, instead of having the purpose, which will bring all of that. And once you get the purpose, you're going to realize you don't want this popularity. I mean, I'm not going to say you don't want the income, because the income can make impact, right? There's three things most people want: impact, inspiration, and income. That's what most people want. And I get that, and you deserve that, and it's available to you. But I just see too many times oh, it's not working because I don't have this many likes, or this, or you know what, this person didn't like my post, or this post got more likes, and and I'm just bruh, you're overthinking it. I get it. I'm not saying don't create your best content. I'm not saying don't go into the booth of creation and think about, man, how can I make this the best? I'm always thinking like that with my content. How can I make this reach more people? But it's in the scope of my purpose and what I do, and my message is consistent. when you let go of like being liked, when you let go of the popularity thing and you just put your head down and said, I'm going to sign up for this forever. This is the thing. Some of you have quit too easily. Can I be real? Some of you quit too easily. I love you too much to keep you the same. I'm not judging you. I'm loving you. Some of you have quit too easily. That's the problem. You give up too quick. It's June. You still doing what you said you were going to do in July? I mean, in January? Let's keep it real. Right? You give up too quick and you throw in the towel and you're like, oh, well, it's not for me because everything on the line, everything doesn't align the way you want it to align. So it's not for me. Oh, it's not for me. This is not for me. When you know it's for you, you just don't want to actually go through the process. The process sucks. I'm going to tell you right now, it's hard. You get, my one-on-one clients get to come in here and I get to pick them apart. That's hard. Do it again. Do it again, right? It's hard. It's uncomfortable. But you get that breakthrough when you actually get it. And you say, wow, man, thank you for pushing me to this. But some of us don't want to go through that to be legendary and to be great. Great question. 2 more questions. What is alignment? Internal alignment is when you have peace in what you do. You're internally aligned. If you read Protect Your Peace, I have a whole chapter over that. But external alignment will lie to you. External alignment said, you're not meant to be a speaker, Trent. Because when I first started, I wasn't getting engagements. I wasn't, I didn't have somebody to help me. I didn't have a collective. I didn't have none of these things. So I was just trying to figure it out. But alignment is when you feel at peace no matter what. When you know this is for you. Like right now, I'm so internally aligned. Like there's no doubt in my mind I was created for this. There's no inkling of doubt in my mind that I was created for this. That's when you know you're aligned in what you do. And there's times where I get out of alignment, just like a car, but I fix it. And I say, man, nah, that ain't for you. When you're loyal to alignment, it's easy to say no. I turn down speaking engagements all the time. That would pay me $40,000. That would pay me $30,000. I turned down one literally not too long ago because you know what? There's certain non-negotiables in my life that I don't negotiate on. People might call me crazy. Cool. But I don't negotiate on my alignment. I'm not aligned with it. I'm not moving with it. It's that simple. So I really stand by that. I don't just talk it. I really live that. Sometimes my team will reach back out twice. Like, you sure about that? Yep. We got 2 more questions I'm going to answer. How do you face fear of who might be, how do you face fear of who might find you in a negative way? Man, can I just tell you, damn what they think, bro. Like, damn what they think. I ain't trying to call you bro, my bad. So I talk to my friends, but like, you my friend. But damn what they think. Like, who cares what they think? Who cares? Like, who cares, man? When you die, they're going to forget about you. Don't you know that? Who cares? Like, they're not going to be at your funeral. They ain't bringing flowers to your grave. Even the people that love you going to not probably forget about you. The life goes on. Who cares? You got to get over yourself. Get over the insecurity. Like, who cares? They don't like you. Oh, well, boo-boo, wow. They don't like me. All right, cool. Go good. You're right. That's my thing. You're right. You don't like me? Cool. I don't care. And you got to really get over that. You got to really, really get over that and get over who might find you in a negative way. Because, listen, I know I sound like a broken record. You're in control of 2 things. What you accept, and that's a self-worth issue, by the way. Like, self-worth mastery is something that you probably need to take. But you got to get over yourself in this way because you got to understand, you cannot control what people think of you. You can be the perfect version of yourself and they will still find somebody that doesn't like the color of your hair. They don't like the way you talk. They don't like the way you look, the way you dress. You know what Kendra said to Drake? I don't like the way you dress, the way that you talk, the way that you walk. Right? There's people that's like that. They don't like nothing that you do, no matter what you do. So who cares? That's not your people. It's not your people. All right, cool. You ain't my people. You ain't going to buy nothing from me. You ain't going to support me. You ain't going to show up for me, anything. So why should I care about what you have to say? If they find you in a negative way, you know what I would tell you to do? I can't say that on live, but if we talked in person, I would tell you what I really want to say here, but I'll tell you what I would tell you to do. You know what I mean? You can figure it out. That's what I would tell you to do. Keep it pushing. Keeping it pushing towards my purpose. You don't like me? All right, cool. Keep pushing. Go find somebody else. Last but not, 2 more questions. I'm about to keep getting sent the questions. All right, 2 more questions. So Corman said, what is a brand? Corman, to give it to you easy, your brand is you. That's what a brand is. I'm not going to give you a Webster Dictionary answer. I'm not going to give you some eloquent answer of a brand. You are the brand. You. A brand is not what you wear. It's not what you say. A brand is you. Everything about your life is brand. When you walk into a room, when you open your mouth, when you communicate, how you listen, even, what you wear, you know what I mean? Just how you carry yourself. Not even what you wear, how you carry yourself. That's brand. And I'm going to say this. Like, we built one of the biggest brands in the motivational space. And we didn't have a marketing plan. We didn't have some marketing tactics that be lying to you. Y'all can read between those lines. We really got a real brand. And we don't have fake numbers. I don't tell you like, oh, yeah, I got gazillion people that listen to my podcast. Y'all be believing that stuff, but let me not go there. But we got a real brand. And the real brand was rehab time and what rehab did for me. And so, like, with a brand, you can't turn it off. Like, I couldn't stop this if I wanted to. I made a commitment years ago that I signed up forever for this. Signed up forever for it. I didn't put no timeline. This is who I am for the rest of my life. This is what I do because I know for a fact this is my God-given purpose. There's no doubt in my mind. And so brand is you. How you show up, what you do, how you treat people. That's brand. It's not just the font that you use. It's not just the colors. It's not just your marketing packet. It's not just your one-pager. Brand is everything that you do. And also the people that are around you. They're a reflection of your brand. So you got to protect your brand like you protect your life. You are the brand. And that's something that I try to help people understand, right? A brand is something that you become. It's something it's not something that you become. It's not something that you acquire. A brand is who you are. So what is your brand saying right now? Is your brand saying average? Is your brand saying mediocre? Or is your brand saying legendary? Is your brand saying greatness? Is your brand saying, yeah, I'm really about that life? Is your brand saying no matter what, by any means necessary? Is your brand saying it all starts with you? Everything is brand that represents you. Last question of the night. And Brenda keeps sending me questions. Last question of the night, unless it's a really good question. So Crystal asked this question. She asked, how do you transition from one field in background to speaking arena and being successful? You work with me. Nah, but seriously though, I stand on that. You know what I mean? I'm always advocate that because I know what I can bring. But you got to make a decision. You know what I mean? You got to make a decision. I always say, I'm never the person that's going to tell you to jump without really thinking through what you're doing. But I always say, like, are you fulfilled? I always say lead with fulfillment. Every decision every decision I make is around fulfillment. Is this going to fulfill me? And I'm willing to sacrifice income. I was willing to sacrifice. I did. I sacrificed income. I sacrificed a lot to feel fulfilled. Income doesn't fulfill you if the income you're getting is not in purpose and not doing what you love to do. There's a lot of billionaires and millionaires, and I know them personally, that aren't fulfilled. They're just great at what they do, that actually envy you because you're fulfilled. And you might not have as much income. So I would tell you, like, what are you willing to sacrifice for fulfillment? That's number one. And to get into the speaking arena, I'm going to tell you, like, you got to get around people who have done it. You got to get around people who know it. And you got to dedicate your life to it. You have to master your craft. Speaking is an art. It's an art. A 60-minute keynote, that's not easy, y'all. It's not easy. Even tonight, we've been over here for over an hour. This is not easy. It's not easy work. But you can be trained. You can be trained to trust yourself. As a speaker, I'll give you this gift. Trusting yourself is the most important ingredient in speaking. I trust myself in any room I go into, any stage, any environment that I go into. I trust myself. That's why I'm able to execute. In everything that I do, because I trust myself. Hey, Trent, can you come speak to these kids at the high school? Yeah, I trust myself. Hey, Trent, can you come speak to this nursing home? Yeah, I trust myself. Hey, Trent, can you come speak to The Dallas Cowboys, yeah, I trust myself. And when you can trust yourself because you're coming from a real spot, you're teaching from a real place, you're not teaching from theory, you're teaching from truth. Y'all hear me? You're not teaching from theory. A lot of people teach from theory, what they read in a book somewhere. When you teach from theory, it's hard because you can't trust yourself because you're thinking from here instead of here. Legendary speakers, we don't operate from the mind, we operate from the heart. We trust ourselves. So no matter what situation I'm in, I'm good. Because I know what I'm going to speak is coming from a real place. I'm speaking my life. That's easy work. I ain't got to think about what I'm going to say because I know what I'm going to say because I know what I live every single day. It's easy work. So in order to get into the speaking arena, I'm going to teach you to come from a real place. Make it real first. Don't be talking about no morning routine if you won't do one. Don't be talking about 5 steps to this that you found online if you really don't do the 5 steps. Don't do it. Like I be around speakers that they got a morning routine. I'm around them. I'm like, I ain't seen you do it. We woke up some hours ago. Where the morning routine at, bro? You know what I mean? But it sounds good. I'm going to tell you right now, I got a morning routine that I don't stick to every morning. That's me. I'm going to tell you that. And I ain't going to have no shame in the game because it don't take away from my humanness, don't take away from my legendariness at all. That's where I went at because I'm not afraid to be human. I'm not afraid to tell you that I mess up. I'm not afraid to tell you that I struggle with this. I'm not afraid to tell you those things. I'm not afraid to tell you that because it's real. But when you come from the mind, when you come from a place of like, okay, I got to impress these people. What do I have to say? You know, oh, okay, I got to, man, when I spoke to AT&T in the Bahamas, you know what I told my team? I said, listen, man, I hope they ready because I'm about to go in here and change everything. I walked out there. I know I'm giving y'all a lot of time. If you got to go to sleep, go to sleep. I'm sorry, but I'm just giving y'all my heart. Y'all know me. But when I went on stage, I'm going to be real. It was the end of the event because I'm usually the closer. And somehow don't like being the closer because people be sleepy. You know what I mean? Like they've been there for hours and days. They ready to go home. So I love to see an audience that be like, it get me fired up. I'm like, oh yeah. So I asked the question, hey, anybody ever heard of me before? Know me? I love when no hands raised. I'm like, oh yeah. They about to get it. And my goal is to come from the purest place that I can connect with them. And I'm telling you, I used the AT&T Bahamas just as an example. That was my recent corporate. And I had tears in that room. I had high-level execs crying like babies, laughing, getting out their shell, being who they are. Not the uppity type, oh, I have to be professional around there. They was who they are. And they said, thank you, bro. You gave me permission to be me. I finally feel seen. I finally feel heard. Not that I have some superpower, but I'm willing to be me. I'm giving you permission to be you. And that takes skill. It takes vulnerability. It takes work. That's it, y'all. You know, I know tonight was supposed to be 60-minute training. I'm sorry. We went past the time. Y'all know me. Sorry for all the hiccups, man. But, you know, it is what it is. It happens. You know, tonight was probably worth, you know, it's a lot of time. So I know it's supposed I said 5K. It's probably worth 10K tonight. So I hope that you use this. I hope that you take from this. I hope that you sign up for Legendary Speakers Collective. I want to coach you. I want to work with you these next 4 months. If not, I get it. You know what I mean? There's other opportunities. But I know if you're a person that really wants to take this serious and take their life to the next level, this is for you. We are keeping this very, very small. Again, there's still an application process once you pay. There is a refund. If you take it for a week and you say, this sucks, we're going to give you your money back. No questions asked. You know, I don't want anybody that's not getting any value from it. That doesn't do a thing for me or for you. So there's, you know, there's no risk involved with that, you know, but I believe and I know that you will find it very, very helpful and useful. And who knows, man, maybe one day you'll be able to speak on my stage at my event and turn you into a legendary speaker. But thank you guys. I appreciate you, man. We're on here for an hour and a half. Wow. I want to say, yeah, man, let me know your takeaways. Hit me up on Instagram. And by the way, we're going to do more YouTube lives. So we're going to stream more and do more YouTube lives, not necessarily webinars, but we'll do more lives on Sundays and during the week so we can all, you know, connect. So make sure you subscribe. Make sure you join. I don't know if you can join the chat, but make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit the notification bell so you know when we're releasing content. Thank you so much. Let's be legendary, man. LSC, Legendary Speakers Collective. Like I always tell you, it all starts with you. That's it. It's rehab time. Let's get it, people.